Alright, in this video I want to talk about my last video. In my last video I talked about why I disabled comments, because I have this personality where if somebody says something really fucking stupid, I can't help myself. I just have to fucking verbally abuse them to shit. And it's kind of a problem I have, and I'm trying to work on that. Whenever people say really stupid things, I just can't help myself. I have to fucking tell them how dumb they are in great detail. I just really get into it because it's fun, but at the same time, it's such a waste of time, you know? Like, these people are fucking morons. They're not going to understand logic. Why the fuck should I argue with them, you know? So, I disable comments because I'm just trying to spare myself from a stupid-ass argument. And let's be real here, 99.99999% of YouTube comments are fucking retards. So it's probably best that I ignore these people entirely rather than get into an argument with them. So, sorry kids. Disabled comments, it's gonna stay. And this other guy, he made a really good point. He said to me that your channel isn't going to grow as fast unless you enable the comments. That way you're open to discussion and people get to know you better, blah, blah, blah. And he has a good point. He has a good point. Here's the thing, though. I don't give a shit. I could care less how popular this channel is. This channel exists for one reason, really, so I can upload goofy fucking videos. This isn't a fucking forum where you can fucking talk about things. No. This is just goofy fucking videos. That's all it is. So I don't give a shit about that crap. So, yeah, I would disable everything if I could. I would disable the view count if I fucking could. I don't like the idea of people judging my video based on the likes and dislikes, based on the subs, based on the view count, based on the comments below. No, just watch the video and make your own fucking opinion. Seriously. That's the best way to analyze any video, is just to look at it from your own standpoint instead of following what others are doing and being a fucking sheep and going, oh, but they are saying this, so I'm gonna follow that. Like, dude, form your own fucking thoughts for once. Anyway, so on with the video. I sniped this dude in the head, and it's pretty funny. As he's falling to his death right here, he breaks his ass bone on this fucking handrail, which is really funny. I mean, that sucks. Sniped off the mountain, scraped the side of the fucking mountain, and then that sucks. Thought that was pretty funny. Okay, and the other reason I'm making this video is I want to talk about stupid shit the 343 fanboy types out there keep on peddling. GLL made a video recently, and he brought a lot of light to some of these things. So I'm going to talk about it because I figured I should give my 2 cents on it for fun. The 5 things that I noticed that the 343 defenders out there keep on fucking saying to me and to a lot of other people are, you're just a Bungie fanboy. You're just toxic to the Halo community. The game has to evolve. You're just blinded by nostalgia. 343 does a much better job with the lore than Bungie. Those are the 5 things I hear a lot. So I just want to talk about each one of these things and how they're fucking stupid. Alright, so let's get into it here. The Bungie fanboy thing. That doesn't work on me, dude. It might work on somebody. I don't know who, but it doesn't work on me. I'm not a Bungie fanboy. I think Destiny sucks shit. It's a microtransaction game designed to rape your wallet. It's COD in space. It's fucking trash. Fuck that game. It's mediocre at best. Pretty shitty shooter overall, especially when you take into consideration that the main reason they made it was to rip you off, not to fucking give you a good game. So fuck that shit, alright? Not a Bungie fanboy, alright? Not a Bungie fanboy. not. Oni, the game that came out on PS2 before Xbox, before Halo games, not a very great game. It's the kind of game you play for a couple days and then you never play it again, you know? Bungie also made a strategy game back in the day that had some huge flaws, and they had to recall the game and repackage it. Apparently that was a real nightmare for them. They fucked up real bad on that one. That was like Master Chief Collection level of fucking up. Good thing I wasn't around to be interested in that game. Good thing I wasn't a PC gamer at the time. I was just a little kid playing console only. Anyway, yeah, and the Bungie Halo games, they all got problems, you know, like Halo 1, the last 3 levels of Halo 1 are pretty much repeats of previous missions. That's pretty lazy. Halo 2 Jackal Snipers, that's fucking bullshit. Arbiter's missions in Halo 2, those pretty much sucked. Online had a lot of problems with glitches and shit. They had to patch the game at first because melee and grenades were useless. The rank system in Halo 2 was fucking unreasonable. Like, you would win like 10 games in a row and you'd never rank up. But if you lost one game, you'd D-rank. It was fucking bullshit. Alright, moving on to Halo 3. Halo 3 had some really shitty maps like Snowbound. God, nobody likes Snowbound. Nobody. Except maybe dirty fucking campers, but I am pretty sure even they were pissed off. The mission Cortana in Halo 3, that was like the shittiest Halo level ever. Halo ODST, it's an overpriced expansion to Halo 3, and it doesn't have any matchmaking? What the fuck, no matchmaking? Are you fucking kidding me? Jesus. They fucked that up. And in Reach, there's these on-rails turret segments in the campaign that can get pretty boring after you've played them once or twice. And there's also no scarab fight. Like in ODST, you play as a fucking ODST buck, and he takes down a fucking scarab. Are you kidding me? Noble Team doesn't get to take down a scarab? Well, you get to see Carter crash into one and kill himself, but you know what I mean. You don't get to fight one. That's kind of disappointing. And Cat's death in Halo Reach is fucking retarded. I did some research about how that went down, like what really happened. And apparently the argument is that when the glassing happened, an EMP surge went off and disabled Cat's shields. And she was vulnerable to a headshot from a needle rifle because she had no shield, apparently. That's the argument. And that's why she gets shot once by a needle rifle and it kills her. Here's the thing, though. Shouldn't the EMP blast have taken off the shields of all the Spartans? Noble Six, Emil, Carter, and what's that guy's name? June? Yeah. Shouldn't all their shields be disabled at that point? Why was Cat's shields the only ones disabled? That doesn't make sense. So surely all of their shields would have been disabled. So if that was the case, why did that elite just shoot Cat? Is he sexist or something? Like, fuck that bitch. Boom! That's the only one I'm gonna kill. I'm gay. I like men. You guys get to live. That's fucking retarded. If they were all vulnerable to one-shots to the head, don't you think that elite would have just been like, boom, 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 boom? Like, just kill Noble Team entirely right then and there? I know I would have. Anyway, it was just fucking stupid, that part of the game. But anyway, my point is the whole Bungie fanboy insult is fucking stupid, and I just explained why. Now, moving on, the argument that the game has to evolve. I actually agree with that, because I looked up the definition of evolve, and it means develop gradually, especially from a simple to a more complex form. So yeah, basically, upgrade the game, enhance the game, you know? Makes sense to me. So I actually agree with that. The problem is, they're using the word evolve to defend what's not evolving. Cutting split screen, cutting playable elites, cutting local area network, making it a game fucking broken and unfucking playable like Master Chief Collection, or Master Crap Collection as I like to call it. You call this evolving? No, This is not evolving. This is devolving, if anything. This is trash. I don't even know what you would call this except fucking horseshit. Fucking bullshit. Fucking corporate greed. Fucking screwing the customer over. That's what that is. Evolving is not the word you want to use here. And also, GLL made a good point about games having to evolve. He said that games don't have to evolve all necessarily. Like, he made the argument, why can't a game just die? Why can't a game just be the way it is? If it's good, keep making it good like that. Don't fucking try to change shit. And look at Halo 5 and Halo 4. They try to copy Call of Duty in a lot of ways. Is that really evolving? Not really. That's more like stealing shit from a crappier game and using it to make your game crappier than the last ones that Bungie made. You know what I mean? And why can't a game just die? How about that? I'll give you a good example. The game Chrono Trigger. Great game. Great RPG. Look at its sequel, Chrono Cross. Good, but not as good as Chrono Trigger. Even though it's an evolved version. It's more complex, right? So it evolved. It evolved. But is it as good as the prequel? No. Same thing about Paper Mario 64 versus Super Mario RPG. You could make the same argument. Super Mario RPG is not as evolved, but it's definitely a better game. How does that work, you know? Like, I'll tell you why. Because it's not about evolving. It's about gameplay, replay value, content, fun factor. That stuff matters way more than fucking taking the game to the next level or whatever, you know? Seriously. Like, for example, GoldenEye 64 and Perfect Dark 64. Perfect Dark 64 is basically the same fucking game. If you actually play those two games, you'll notice the controls are pretty much exactly the same. It's basically the same shit. It's basically an upgrade, really. You can't really call it an evolution. Just like kind of like a better version of that other game, like an expansion, really. And that was all fucking awesome. It was better than GoldenEye in pretty much every way. And it really wasn't what you would consider an evolution. Not really. So the whole evolved thing is pretty fucking stupid. Now, moving on here. Nostalgia. You're just blinded by nostalgia. That's what they say. And honestly, a game has to be good in the first place for you to remember it in a good way, right? I mean, duh. Fucking stupid. These guys, they're basically saying, you only like that game because it's good. And, well, yeah. Thanks, Captain Obvious. We know that. Why else should I like the game? Because it's bad? What are you talking about? You're fucking retarded. The nostalgia argument is fucking stupid. The game was great then, and it's great now. We don't just like the game because we remember it being great. We like the game because it is good. It was good, continues to be good, and is still good, alright? Fucking, that argument is fucking dumb. And then there are the lore kids out there who think that 343 does a good job with the lore. And if that were true, then why is the fight between Master Chief and Spartan Locke so even? If they were truly catering to the lore, Master Chief would be much stronger, much faster, much bigger, and would just beat the shit out of Locke like nothing. Like, the guy would probably be about 2 feet taller than Locke, would just pick him up and throw him to his death. Honestly, that's what would really happen if they really wanted to cater to the lore. But they don't. So that argument is just plain fucking stupid. Don't get me wrong, Bungie, the Halo lore has always been stupid, even when Bungie was involved. I mean, come on. There's a character named Sergeant Johnson who blew up on a ring, and then apparently he's a character all of a sudden in the sequel, and he lived somehow, and they never fucking explain it. Do you really think Bungie took the story very seriously? No. And 343, they try to take the story seriously, but they just suck at writing and hire morons like Brian Reed, so they fuck it all up. So both Bungie and 343 suck at storytelling, honestly. Anyway, that's